Welcome to Travel with Danny and MJ.
I'm Mary Jane.
And I'm Danny. We're traveling the world with just carry-ons and a backpack each. We're going to Milan. Buongiorno from Milan.
Hello there. Welcome to Milan. We want to show you some of the great sights that we saw.
We've arrived in Milan. It's a beautiful train station. It's a holiday here. Actually, I forget the name of the holiday, but it's the day that they drove out the fascists at the end of World War II. Drove out Mussolini. Taking the tram in Milano.
We got to the famous Duomo and there was this fabulous singing group outside, which made it really, really special. We're in front of the Duomo of Milan. Work was started here in 1386, and it was initiated by a guy named Gian Galeazzo Visconti. He was the Duke of Milan. He dreamed of a cathedral that would rival all the great Gothic churches of Europe. So they knew from the beginning that this project was going to be extraordinary, both artistically and politically. He wanted Milan to be the seat of power and would do anything he could to do that. So they worked on this church for 579 years. And they're still working on it today. And it's incredible.
To get into the Duomo, you needed to buy a ticket. So you had different choices whether you wanted to go onto the roof or you just wanted to see the inside of the cathedral. There were choices. We chose to go on the roof and to be inside of the cathedral after.
Do both, because it's pretty incredible. We took 1 million pictures, and we've been there before, but everywhere you turn, the sculptures are amazing.
The architecture is amazing.
It's really just unbelievable. And we know it was built over hundreds of years, and it's just incredible. So try to do both.
So have a look.
So we've reached the roof of the Duomo, the Cathedral of Milan. And have a look around, see the sights from here. We were here now 16 years ago. This clock with the statues across the way was bombed during World War II, but didn't damage the clock, and the saying that we read was that the statues supported it the whole time.
It takes a lot of work to maintain a building like this.
Get a good look down into the busy city from this spot. And this is the oldest spire on the cathedral, and it's St. George with his flag above.
So on top of the Duomo, there are 135 spires. The tallest one is 356 feet, and it's crowned by the iconic Madonnina. So we have to find that one. In the church, there were over 3,400 statues. There's even a statue of Napoleon Bonaparte, so we're going to look for that too. We found the Madonnina. She's up here. She's about 13 feet tall or 4 meters. She's made of gilded copper and was installed in 1774. And there's a law in Milan that no building can be taller than her. So over the course of hundreds of years of the Duomo being built, it was decided that the roof would be a place that people could walk on. One of the reasons is so that people could appreciate the artistry of all the statues up close, and also for maintaining and cleaning everything, they would be accessible. And there are so many statues and spires that they're constantly working. You can see that there's replacement marble and clean marble. It's pretty cool.
One of the things I mentioned earlier in the video when we arrived is that there was a big holiday going on in Milan that day. I guess in all of Italy, but in Milan they were having this big holiday, and around the Duomo there was a big presentation going on. So people were talking. There was politicians or someone talking to the crowd, and it was a big crowd, and it was quite an atmosphere we saw.
Mm-hmm. Not sure what they were saying, but it was very festive and crowded, and it was pretty cool.
So there's a big event, there's this parade, and all the people are now in the square of the Duomo. Politicians speaking or someone to the crowd. As I said before, there's a big rally going on in the square below the Duomo, celebrating this holiday.
We spent a lot of time up on the roof because you walk around basically the whole entire thing, and every time you turn around there's a different view and it's spectacular. And then you go down into the inside of the church.
So after finishing the time on the terraces, you end up right inside of the Duomo, the cathedral, for that part of your tour. The magnificent, giant stained glass window there. And another one right above me. Two of them actually. The rally is wrapping up. They got music going, and the crowd is thinned out a bit. It was completely packed down here, but now a lot of people just hanging out.
This is the Sforza Castle. It was built in 1450, but before that it was a different castle that got destroyed in a battle. It was built by Francesco Sforza when he became Duke of Milan. By the 16th and 17th centuries, it had evolved into one of Europe's largest citadels. It now houses museums and art collections.
We're now on the Milan subway system, heading back to the hotel. All right, so we're in Milan. We're just overnight here at the Milan Marriott. Nice room, big bed. They're doing renovations here, so I think we got a good rate on the point redemption. Not much of a view, but yeah, looking out over the street. And we got robes. They gave us robes. Some little closet, and then the bathroom. Nice new shower. So they're renovating this hotel, and apparently this is one of the rooms that has already been done. It's gonna work for us for one night, and her ladyship in her proper position, relaxing.
Look how cool this Galleria Vittorio Emanuele is. It's Italy's oldest active shopping arcade and a masterpiece of 19th century architecture.
piazza of the Scala Opera House. And this is a statue of Leonardo da Vinci.
We are at Piazza della Scala, named after our friends, John and Meg. It's a meeting point here in Milan. It's named after the theater, which you see there. And the theater was inaugurated in 1778. It is a cornerstone of Milan's cultural life. The other buildings in the square, can't see now because of the trees, Palazzo Marina, commercial banking also here, and Palazzo Beltrami, where there's more museums.
This is the entrance to the Apple Store here in Milan. Got a big fountain, and then you go down into the Apple Store. And there is, I guess you keep going down to go into the Apple Store, because people are coming further up. It's multiple levels down under this fountain.
We also got to spend an afternoon with my friend Stefano, his wife Angela, and their son. They showed us a part of Milan, kind of modern shopping area, and took us into the old part of that area as well. And it was great to spend a little time with them.
Mm-hmm. And we may not have gotten to the places that they showed us had they not known that we would really love it. So thank you guys.
So we're in a very modern part of Milan here. It's called Gae Aulenti, who is a famous female architect. She designed the Musée d'Orsay in Paris as well, or redesigned it, I suppose. It is quite impressive shopping area and skyscrapers. So in this section of Milan, they have these buildings that are essentially vertical gardens, and the people are responsible. You have to maintain the greenery on your apartment. So this is a kind of very old apartment building in this very modern part of Milan. The front doors of each apartment are actually on each level, so you have to go up to get in.
Hope you enjoyed our couple of days in Milan.
And if you get there, let us know and tell us what you enjoyed about it. And we'll see you next time on Travel with Danny and MJ.
Thanks for traveling with Danny and MJ.
We look forward to seeing you on our next adventure.